Hey y'all, how you doing today? Danna here, and I'm coming in to talk to y'all about biscuits. Do y'all like biscuits? I love biscuits. I love biscuits. And I'm gonna give you a basic biscuit recipe called Ugly Biscuits. And you can turn these ugly biscuits into what you want them to be, okay? So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to chop up some of this cheddar cheese, because I'm gonna add some cheese to my biscuits. I want some cheese biscuits this morning. Y'all, this is a basic recipe. If you wanna watch me make the basic recipe, or if you want to get it, my cookbook is Happiness is Homemade, y'all. It's on Amazon. You can get it as ebook or a printed book. It'll come right to your house. So y'all go get you one. I'm about to start doing Thanksgiving recipes, and y'all are gonna need these recipes. So let's just get them. But anyway, the Ugly Biscuits is what we're cooking today. So I'm gonna start and tell you this is a blank canvas. I have added sausage and cheese to mine. I've added cinnamon sugar to mine and all type of stuff like that. It is a blank canvas for you to make these into whatever your family wants at the moment. So it's so easy. I've given these recipes away lots of times. You're gonna need, in your favorite batter bowl, and I know y'all are gonna say, how do you get one? I'll put the link for the batter bowl. You're gonna need 2 cups of self-rising flour. Self-rising. Now, if you don't have self-rising, you can use regular flour, but you gotta add the baking powder and stuff that you need to make it rise. Self-rising is the easiest way to do it, and you don't have to worry about any of that. So today, I want to make mine a little sweet, okay? I want some sweet, cheesy biscuits. So I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. I know, and you add the sugar that you want. Now, in my normal biscuit, I don't add sugar, and y'all can see my regular recipe below, but this is a blank canvas that we can use to make it really good. Now, I've got to chop up, let me get my little knife over here, my cheese. Do y'all ever buy cheese and you think you're gonna eat these little snack cheeses? I bought these and I thought, oh, we'll eat those when we're eating our grapes or whatever. Because you know, cheese and fruit go well together. Yes, they do. But then if you forget you got it and you don't eat it, and I was looking in my refrigerator and I thought, oh, the date, I gotta use this for something. My date's gonna go bad. And I hate to waste food. Are y'all like that? I can't stand it. Anyway, because before we've had, you know, tight times where we would have been glad to have had this cheese to eat, you know? But how are y'all doing today on a Monday? I just wanted to get in here and see how you're doing. I think if you haven't seen it, my husband and I were at the cattle sale, a huge cattle sale this weekend. We did not purchase any, but we did look them over pretty good. And they're in Blount County, so if we decide we need one, we can just go to the farm and talk to them. But they did a really beautiful cattle sale. It was a great day. What did y'all do this weekend? Y'all tell me down below. We also had my mom and dad's birthday party. They're both 83 and their birthdays are both in October, so we had those. All right, let's move on with this stuff. Today, because I'm making my Ugly Biscuits like little muffins, I pulled out my little bitty muffin tin and my other muffin tin, and I sprayed them real good because we don't want them to stick. Now I've got my 2 cups of flour and 1/2 cup of sugar in there, and I'm gonna pour in some buttermilk, about 1 cup, and I'm gonna leave that out in case I need more, because y'all know I've been making these so long, I just eyeball them. Oh, and I've got a little special treat for you. While these are baking in the oven, I'll show you how I put together my, let me pull up the recipe book, my pork chop skillet dinner, which is on page 67. Y'all are loving my 1-pot meals, and this is another 1-pot meal, except it's done on the skillet on top of the stove. All right, I'm gonna put a tablespoon of vinegar in there, white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar, that's what you got. Y'all, the vinegar, I know I've got buttermilk, but the vinegar does something to the texture of the biscuits and makes them very soft. So that's the reason I add that. You're also gonna need a cup of melted butter. Use what you've got, with salt or without salt, just use what you've got. Mine is, let's see, which one did I use today? Mine is the sweet cream salted butter. So use what you got. I don't mind the salt, but if you don't want the salt, don't put it in there. All right, now what we're gonna do is just stir this up. Now, if you wanted to make these more dessertish, you could add a little bit of vanilla. But remember, I just want a good cheesy biscuit with a little sweet in it. There's a certain restaurant that I like to go to that has those. And they're very addicting. I don't mind telling you, they're addicting. But anyway, we're gonna stir these up. I just splattered milk all over me. Y'all see why I have to wear an apron? Okay. And now I've got to stir the cheese in. And this is several different kinds of cheddar. And I'm gonna stir it in. And I know y'all that want the batter bowl, I will put a link to it so that you can get it. Okay. Now y'all, I've never made them in this small of increments before, so y'all don't let me burn them, okay? All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of this, what my family calls sprinkle cheese, because I can if I want to, right? That's how it goes. If I can get this thing open, I'm going to. Okay, I got it. I love lots of cheddar in mine, and y'all, this is extra sharp because I love it. Extra sharp cheddar. And you don't have to add that much, and you can just add what you got. Y'all could put ham in this and have ham and cheddar biscuits and leave out the sugar. You could put jalapenos in it. It is a blank canvas. Okay, and now I'm gonna try putting these in here, and I've got me a cute little scooper. All right, we're just gonna drop them in here. Oh, that scooper might be a little big. Okay, here we go. Y'all, my oven is cranked up to 475. So this is a fast cooking biscuit. I might should have got my smaller one, y'all. A fast cooking biscuit right here. We're gonna pop them in there. And then while it's cooking, I will show you how I throw together my skillet pork chops. And y'all, I have several one-pan meals because we mothers, or excuse me, we cooks, we have got to feed people and we got to have it easy. But we want it tasty, so that's the reason I have these. These are going in the oven. Y'all don't let me forget them. Ooh, baby. Hot baby. All right, I got this. I got a bigger scoop for this one. I may have to get a bigger pan. Okay. These are going to be some good cheddar biscuits coming out of the oven soon. I just felt like we needed to get in the kitchen and talk this morning. So y'all tell me what you're doing, what's going on with you. David's at the farm working, and I'm here working on stuff. What are y'all doing today? I'm packing these up. Now y'all know these bigger ones are gonna cook longer than those smaller ones. And y'all, I think I've told you this before, but I have made these with sausage and cheddar. And I'm gonna tell you something, they are really good. They're like the best little biscuit because they're just delicious. And they taste like those sausage balls, you know, that you get at Christmas time or Thanksgiving. All right, these are going in. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to move this aside, and y'all know my hubby's going to want to know where you're at and what's going on with you. So y'all be telling me what's your weather doing. And I'm going to pull this stuff out of the way right quick. Y'all are just so good. Thank you so much. Y'all talk amongst yourself, and I'm going to pull my electric skillet over and get these pork chops started. And y'all, it just takes me a minute. Y'all hang with me. All right, the next thing we got to do is start preparing to put the skillet together. Now y'all, this skillet cooks about an hour, so I'll just show you how to put it together, and I'll post some pictures later of what it looks like. But I like a good one-pot skillet, and so does David. He doesn't mind it at all. And we're gonna do some pork chops. And it's a one-pot meal. You're gonna need pork chops. You're gonna need 10 ounces of frozen peas. You're gonna need some carrots, and you're gonna need a few potatoes. And you're gonna need some seasoning. I would like to just remind you about my adoration, and I love and enjoy the Y'all brands, both of the tea and the seasonings. And I made a bunch of Y'all tea yesterday, the Georgia peach flavor, for our family get together, and they loved it. It was really, really good. Just loved it. All right, y'all, I'm pulling this over. Oh, I'm not pulling this over. I got to get my cord fixed. Y'all talk amongst yourself. I'm just so happy y'all are with me today. Good gracious alive. Let me see if I can get this done. Come on, you. I've got to pull my extension cord out. Y'all know how it is. Come on, extension cord. You can do it. And turn this up. I got it about 300. It's heating. All right, y'all. I got to get my pork chops ready to roll. I'm heating up my skillet. I got to get some cooking oil. And I always use olive oil because I like the flavor. And today I'm going to put some lime pepper from Y'all. And y'all, look, you can get a discount code from me on this and never pay full price. And I'll put it down below after I get through cooking. I'll put it in the comments, okay? So never fear. I'm taking care of you, and I got your back, okay? So here we go. All right, this is getting hot. We'll put some in there in just a minute, but until we do, I'm gonna salt and do the lime pepper on this. The first time I did the lime pepper, I didn't tell anybody I was using the lime pepper, and my kids sit down to eat, and they were like, "Oh, Mom, this is so good." It really livens it up. But of course, you could use their more savory ones, like the Fancy Steakhouse, if you wanted to. I love all their seasonings, and like I said, I'm gonna put their seasoning link, or the link to their site down below, and a discount code. Y'all don't pay full price. Come on now. The discount code is Danna10, and I'll put it below. And you put that in there when you're checking out, and you'll get 10% off. Okay, let's cook. All right, I'm gonna put some salt on there. I just am thankful y'all are in the kitchen with me. We had a great weekend. My mom and dad are 83. They're 83 years old. And my mom gave us a history lesson while we were all eating. We cooked the food and everything. And I was like, "Mom, sit down and eat with us." And she said, "Oh, I got to show you some stuff." So she pulled out my granny, who is her mother's. She pulled out her butter mold and her butter churn and was telling the younger generation about it. And she also pulled out some old ladder back chairs that have been on the porch of my great-grandparents and her grandparents forever. And anyway, we really enjoyed it, her telling us our history lessons. And you know, if we don't pass on those things, if we don't pass them on, the kids are not going to know them. They're not going to know your history of your family if you don't tell them. And you know, they may think, "Oh, I don't need to know this." But when they're a little older, they will appreciate it. They will, I promise. And if they don't, you can blame me. It's okay. I make mine listen too. Okay. All right, now what we got to do is brown these chops. So, yeah, baby, we're getting a little bit of heat in there. We're going to brown the chops. Y'all, look at these pretty chops. These were farm raised right down the road from me. I think I told y'all they have something called the pig squeal in 4-H. And my husband and I are big supporters. And we bought this from a little farmer down the road who raised her a pig. All right, we're gonna put these in there, and I'm gonna tell you how easy these directions are. I'm just gonna tell you right now. You add all this stuff in. It says brown the pork chops, add all the ingredients, and cook it on simmer for 45 minutes. Now, we can do that. You get home from work, you can brown these and get your stuff ready to go. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. So, let me move on with getting my stuff together. I gotta rinse off my potatoes. Y'all talk amongst yourself a minute. It's, you know, if you have those little potatoes, it'd be great, but I did not have any today. I used them for a roast. So today, let me get my carrots washed. Y'all know the whole carrots, they taste different than those little baby carrots. They're all good, but they just taste different. They have a stronger taste, and I like them. All right. I know that I didn't have all this done when you got here, but I thought these have got to cook. My biscuits have got to cook. And let me check those. Thank y'all for telling me. Ooh, baby, they're looking so good. We're going to have some great food in just a minute, and this will come in later. All right. You have to decide if you want your peeling on or not. I don't. I'm going to peel this one. When I do those little baby potatoes, I'll leave the peeling on, but with these, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off real quick. And y'all, it takes about 3 big potatoes. If you've got more people, if you need to stretch a buck, then put more potatoes and carrots in there, okay? Make sure everybody's got their own pork chop, but you know what I mean. We got to do what we got to do to feed everybody. Y'all know everything costs a blooming fortune right now. And I'm going to be happy that I got this stuff right here and move on from that. Okay. I think I've told y'all this story before, but when David and I were young married, he was in the police academy, and I had 2 little kids at home, and he was, you know, babies. I mean, I had 2 babies at home, and he was in the police academy, and I was staying home to raise the kids because that's what we decided. And we just could barely scrape by every month. And he had to get glasses. He came home one day and said, I have to get glasses or they won't let me continue, because they'd done an eye check that day. And I said, okay. Well, our insurance didn't cover it, of course. And we had to pay $250 for glasses. And you're like, well, that's not so much. Oh, it was when you didn't have it. And so I said, well, what are we going to do? He said, what are we going to do, Danna? And I said, we're going to get your glasses. I said, but I think I can figure out a way for us to make it a month on a very few groceries. And he said, okay. So he said, do what you need to do. So I went to the grocery store, and I bought a huge thing of potatoes, a huge bag. So we'll be eating potatoes for the rest of the month. And so we had a few other things like salmon and different things like that. But I mean, I stretched that buck as far as it could go. And we were very happy when the next month rolled around. Of course, he got his glasses and life was good. And we were eating a lot of potatoes. And the next month rolled around, and we were so happy when we could go back to the grocery store. And the next meal I made, my daughter, who was 2 or 3, she was probably 2, no, she was probably 3, she said, Mama, where's the potatoes? At the meal after we got the groceries, and I said, honey, we don't have to eat potatoes today. It's just what you got to do when you're young marrieds, and all of a sudden you get an unexpected expense. That's the reason I hate to waste food. But my husband's wonderful, and he's a good provider, and we hadn't had to worry about that in a long time, but I still remember. Okay, we got these brown, and I'm just going to chop these up in a little bites here. Now, y'all look, tell me some of y'all's stories. I know you got some young and in love and going hungry stories too. Trying to make ends meet. Y'all tell me what you got. Now remember, we're going to put this in here. Y'all, thank you. Somebody's saying, look at your biscuits. Yes, I do need to. Ooh, they're getting closer. They are closer. I might have this in by the time they get done. But we've all got stories where, oh, the washing machine broke, the water heater flooded, stuff like that. We've all got those stories. And thanks to good ingenuity and hard work, we have made it. But I don't take it for granted. I'm very thankful. And I try to be frugal with the food budget and all that. Because you just don't forget, you know. All right, I got to add some water. I got to add half a cup of water. And I got to put my peas in. There we go. And we got to salt and pepper. Half a cup of water. Let's get these peas in. How easy was this to throw together? And y'all, this has got to simmer. Now, y'all, how pretty is that? I know, I know, I know. Look at that. Now, I got to do salt and pepper, so let's just get going on this. And I'm going to be generous, but not too. Look at that. I know. Don't y'all want to eat lunch with me? I know you do. All right, let's get the pepper going. Y'all know this is my little trick. That pepper is coming out. Whatever that reaction is, it helps. All right, this is it. Pork, carrots, peas, and potatoes coming right up. Courtesy of somebody in my family. My great Aunt Lillian, and this is her pork chop skillet dinner on page 67 of my book. All right, y'all, I got to put the lid, I got to turn it down a smidge. Oh, and yes, I'm going to answer that question right now. I will put the link for this skillet, my electric skillet, so you can decide if you're interested in one. Y'all, they're the ones where you invite them in, they cook you a meal and show you all of the stuff, and you decide if you want one or not. I did that years ago, and I've had mine 25 years, and I love them. Now, this is on low, and I'm going to move this out of the way because we're about to pull out those biscuits. I wish y'all were here. We'd just have a good old laugh and some biscuits, wouldn't we? All right, let me check. Let me check. Thank y'all for joining me today. Ooh, baby. These are looking so good. Look at those beautiful little ones. They kind of ran together and became big ones, didn't they? All right, y'all. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Now here's the bigger ones. Aren't they good looking? Now remember, these are my Ugly Biscuits, and I've given this recipe away a ton of times, and you can't go wrong. These are easy drop biscuits, and I call them my Ugly Biscuits. If you want to hear the story or watch me cook them, just Google Danna Standridge Ugly Biscuits, and a lot of videos will pop up, and I'll put the recipe down below shortly. All right, let's pull out a plate and see what's what. Dun, dun, dun. Look at my brown drip plate. I love my little brown drip plates, and this is one of them. So pretty. These are so hot. Oh my goodness, cheddar biscuits. I'm going to try one of these. I kind of like the ones that do a lot of browning. You know, that kind of caramelize. Ooh, baby. Look at that. Some of this cheddar has melted. And look, if you don't want them to be cheesy and sweet, you can always do garlic in them and do cheesy garlic biscuits or chives or any of that type stuff. Let me turn off my stove. Oh, I did. Okay, y'all, here they are. How easy was that for me to make that bread? Let me just cut one open right here. Normally, I let them cool a little bit before I pop them in my mouth. But I'm going to open these up and let you look at them. These are my beautiful, beautiful cheesy biscuits. And the base recipe is my Ugly Biscuits. You can do this, people. You've got all this stuff in your cabinet. You can make it. Ooh, baby, it's hot. Look at that. Look at that. Just like when they bring them to your table at the restaurant, right? There you go. Here's you a bite. All right, y'all. Going in. Oh, those are perfect. Those are perfect. They're sweet, slightly sweet, tart from the cheese. They are good. David's gonna love those. Just like at the restaurant. They've also got tartness from the buttermilk and from the vinegar. Oh my goodness, y'all. Let's go make some of these. I promise you'll love them. This recipe is so easy. You can do this. You don't have to roll them out like the old-timey biscuits. You just drop them. And you can put them in a skillet. Look at that. You can put them in a skillet, or you can put them in muffin tins. Your life is good. Y'all go make these. I'll put all those links below that I told you I would. The good Lord loves you, and I love you too. Y'all go make you some good food. And I'll put pictures of my skillet meal down below when it gets ready. Love and blessings to you. Bye now.